Hi, welcome to On the Go with Denise Plante. Today we're at Pollart Miller Law Firm, a top law firm in the state of Colorado. This is just one video in a series. We're going to sit down today with Denise Minish. She's a top 10 family law attorney. We're going to show you why you should choose Denise Minish and Pollart Miller to be on your side during a divorce. First off, let's talk a little bit about your background. How long have you been studying family law?
Well, family law, I've been in the practice of family law for 10 years. I've been an attorney for 18 years. And the first 8 years of my career, I was a prosecutor and a civil litigator. So then I transitioned into family law.
I like that you pointed that out, you were a litigator, because many times when you go into court, people are uncomfortable, but that's kind of like your house there. You've lived in there for a long time. You're comfortable.
Very comfortable in the courtroom, yes.
Unfortunately, with family law, you deal with a lot of heartbreak. And we love to talk about the good stuff in life, but let's face it, trials and tribulations happen. And when they do happen, you need someone like Denise Minish in your corner. You represent a lot of the gentlemen here in Colorado.
I do, yes.
I feel like I hear in Colorado, women get favored. Is that true?
No, it's not true. It depends on obviously who you have representing you, but certainly men have equal rights to their children, and they have equal rights to protect their assets just like anybody else. And I do not believe that it is skewed one way or another in Colorado.
And let's talk about that. The first steps, if you are pursuing a divorce, they reach out, they give you a call, and you sit down and discuss what they're looking for, what they want, if they want 50-50 with their children.
Correct. We have free initial consultations, so I sit down with the prospective clients. We talk about the issues. I talk about their goals, their objectives, what they want and what they will settle for initially. And I always try to get them as close to what they want, but definitely more than what they'll settle for.
I really like that you do sit down with them and you kind of talk the overall picture and spectrum, because it's an emotional journey.
Yes, it is. And I, having been there personally and then in dealing with it professionally every day, I am able to keep my emotions out of it. I'm not the one that's going through the divorce or the custody battle. And so having somebody objective who knows the law on your side is very helpful in guiding someone through the process, which is a very scary process. It's unknown to many of my clients. And so helping them through the process and advocating for them at the same time is what I do.
If you want more information, you can always go to their website, which is pollartmiller.com, pollartmiller.com, and it'll connect you directly to Denise, too, which is really, really nice. This might be, I don't know, it may sound kind of bad to say, but as a female, and you're in the court, you're representing the male, you understand those maternal needs, too, so you can guide your client to understanding what his soon-to-be ex is going through.
Right. I mean, all things considered, if the parents are good parents and they're equally involved in their children's lives, there's no reason why they shouldn't share custody equally on a 50-50. That's what the legislative intent is behind the statute. Rarely you have occasions where one parent should have more parental decision-making or allocation of parental rights and parenting time than the other. But I really fight for, at a very minimum, for my clients to have 50-50. And if necessary, I get them more than 50-50 if it's warranted.
What's best for the child?
Absolutely.
Okay, and so we talked about time spent with the child. What about spousal support and child support? Is that necessarily always the man that has to pay?
No, it's not. Child support and spousal support, it depends on if you're going through a divorce. Obviously, if you're going through a divorce, I take a look at the case and see if this is what I call a spousal maintenance case. It's based on income of the parties, the duration of the marriage, the overall distribution of the marital estate, and what the lifestyle during the marriage. Aside from that, we have to have the court make a determination whether or not the lower earning spouse has a need for support, and if so, does the higher wage earner have the ability to provide that support for the lower wage earner? And those are all criteria, and that's what I look at initially when I'm assessing a case for spousal maintenance. Then we take a look at child custody and child support. So we then take a look at what is the parenting plan going to be. And then if there's spousal maintenance, that's something we look at when we're calculating what an appropriate child support amount is. It is not Men do not always have to pay spousal maintenance. Oftentimes men are recipients of spousal maintenance and child support as well.
One of the perks of On the Go is we come to you. So I had a chance to kind of walk around your office and really get to know everybody. It's a comforting office. When you're going through something that's, so emotional and your entire life is changing, it's nice to know that you're going to be at a place that understands and a comfortable environment.
Absolutely. And what we strive for is, this is a very difficult time. We have very rational, good people going through the worst times of their lives, and not just going through a difficult time, but they're having to share very personal details about their relationship and their finances with strangers. And so we try really hard to make them feel comfortable and let them know that they're safe with us and that we're going to advocate for their best interests.
Again, I'm talking to Denise Minish. She has been in family law for over a decade, also a prosecutor, a litigator, so she's in your corner to win and fight for what's right for you and your family. You can go to pollartmiller.com, click below, and get all the information. Denise, I have to say, I feel so comfortable here sitting with you. It's like, I hope my husband's not watching, but it's like a consultation.
Right.
I feel like I can ask you any and every question that pops through my head. And one of those is, as a woman, if I have not worked outside of the home. I've worked inside the home, and we all know that doesn't end at 5 o'clock,
Right.
and that is a lot of work.
It is.
And I'm worried about financially taking care of myself.
Yeah, the law would protect you in those situations, and it's important to have an attorney that understands that area of law, the spousal support area of law, so that we can provide you with a court order where your ex-husband will be providing that support so that you can get the education if necessary, so you can enter the workforce if that's appropriate given your circumstance, and support yourself moving forward.
So don't worry, just reach out to Denise Minish today at pollartmiller.com, pollartmiller.com. Denise, what I love about On the Go is we're going to be at your office a few times.
Yes.
We are doing a series with Denise Minish at Pollart Miller. And so next time, I want to talk more about the difference between marital property and separate property. Can you just touch on that today?
Absolutely. So when you're going through divorce, a court has to determine how to divide up marital property between the spouses. Separate property would be those assets that are yours separate from the marriage. An example would be a 401k that you had prior to the marriage. So the value of that 401k before you got married is your separate property. But the increase in value during the marriage would be considered marital property because the gain or the increase is during the marriage. Likewise, anything that's purchased or acquired during the marriage is marital.
Interesting. So it's always not a benefit to put as much as you can in your 401k while you're getting a divorce.
Typically no, because 50% or 50 cents on the dollar that you're putting away is likely going to go to your ex.
This is why you want somebody like this woman right here, Denise Minish, who's had over a decade of family law experience at pollartmiller.com. So do pick up the phone, click through, call her today. Thank you for having us here.
Thank you.
And there you go, many reasons why you should choose Denise Minish and Pollart Miller Law Firm to be on your side during a divorce. To contact Denise or to find out more, go to pollartmiller.com. That's pollartmiller.com. And tune in next week for more On the Go with Denise Plante.